Very good evening. Welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Ashing Veerasinghe. Let's have a look at the headlines for today. Central Bank Governor explains why Central Bank has adopted a relaxed monetary stance in Sri Lanka. No foreign intervention in the National Fiscal Planning Policy, says Minister Partly Champigaranawaka. News in detail. Speaking exclusively to our television, Governor of Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy explains why the Monetary Board of Central Bank has adopted a relaxed monetary stance in Sri Lanka.
I should say that the conditions in the country are such that the Monetary Board has adopted a relaxed monetary policy stance. It reduced the SRR, the statutory reserve ratio, twice, and in November of last year, in March of this year again, and infused 150 billion rupees into the system as permanent liquidity, and policy rates were reduced by 50 basis points. All that means that essentially there's a relaxed monetary policy stance now, and that's justified by the output gap, because growth is low, nominal and real interest rates are low, the private sector credit growth, the monetary aggregates, all those point towards a relaxation of monetary policy, and the Monetary Board will consider whether it needs to do more.
Moreover, commenting that the fundamentals of our economy are considerably good, Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy explains that the trade policies and reforms as a whole should be amended to accelerate the growth.
So all in all, I think the conditions, fundamentals of the economy are good, but we need to get growth up. For that, we need to pursue the reform agenda. When it comes to the factor markets, that's land, labor and capital, the business climate, investment promotion, trade policy, trade facilitation in all these areas have started rather, and we need to continue and increase the momentum of reform going forward. Then the enormous potential of this country, given its location, its excellent international relations with all the major powers, all that can be brought together, and the upside is considerable, the potential is considerable, but we need to do the right things to realize it.
Minister of Megapolis and Western Development Partly Champigaranawaka states that the overseas development assistance agencies and international lending banks will make decisions looking at the National Fiscal Planning Policy, which is completed by a team of local experts recently.
ඒ වගේම මේ ජාතික භෞතික සැලැස්ම අනාගතයේ කවර විදේශ ආයතනයකටත් විදේශ ආයෝජකයෙකුටත් ඒ වගේම ජාත්‍යන්තර ණය දෙන ආයතන වලටත් රජයටත් හැම කෙනාටම වැදගත් මාර්ගෝපදේශයක්. මේ මාර්ගෝපදේශය මත තමයි ඒ අයත් අනාගතයට ආයෝජනය කරන්නේ. දැන් ලෝක බැංකුව දැනටම මේකේ පදනම තෝරගෙන තමයි අපිට යාපනය ගාල්ල මහනුවර කියන නගර දියුණු කරන්න ආධාර ලබා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. ප්‍රංශය අනුරාධපුරය දියුණු කරන්න ආධාර ලබා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේම ආසියානු සංවර්ධන බැංකුව කුරුණෑගල, දඹුල්ල සහ තිරිකුණාමලයට ආධාර දෙන්න ඉදිරිපත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඉදිරි කාලෙදී අපි ප්‍රංශයෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මාතර, රත්නපුර ආදී ප්‍රදේශ කරන්න. නමුත් අපි වැඩි අවධානය යොමු කරන්නේ ඇඹිලිපිටිය දියුණු කරන්නයි රත්නපුරයට වඩා අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන මේක අනුව.
Minister of Megapolis and Western Development Partly Champigaranawaka also highlighted that there is no USA intervention nor any foreign intervention in the preparation of the National Fiscal Planning Policy, which was completed by a team of local experts.
නමුත් මේ රටේ අපි දැකලා තියෙනවා මේ ජාතික භෞතික සැලසුම දඩබීමා කරගෙන තක්කඩි දේශපාලන ප්‍රචාරකයන් කීප දෙනෙක් යම් ප්‍රචාර නිකුත් කරනවා. එකක් තමයි මේ සැලසුම ඇමරිකා එක්සත් ජනපදයේ සැලසුමක් කියන්නේ. පට්ටපල් බොරුවක්. මේ සැලසුම සම්පූර්ණ දේශීය විශේෂඥයෝ විසින් සකස් කරන ලද දෙයක්. ඒ වගේම මේ තිරිකුණාමලය විකුණන්න යනවායි කියන්නේ. ඉතින් මේකට ඇමරිකන් සැලසුමක් කියනවා නම් කියන්න තියෙන්නේ එක්කෝ අන්තිම වංචනිකයෙකුට නැත්නම් කිසිම දෙයක් නොදන්න මෝඩයෙකුට. ඒක තමයි අපිට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ. මොකද මේ හරහා අපිට මුළු නැගෙනහිර කලාපයම තිරිකුණාමලයත් එක්ක ගොඩනගන්න පුළුවන් විතරක් නෙවෙයි. තිරිකුණාමලය කෙලින්ම සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා දඹුල්ලට කුරුණෑගලට.
Stay tuned for more news after this short break. Welcome back after the break. Sri Lanka's external sector strengthened further in June 2019 with a marked contraction in the trade deficit, while gross official reserves were augmented with the proceeds of the issuances of 2 international sovereign bonds. According to central bank data, in June 2019, the trade deficit narrowed to US dollars 316 million, the lowest since October 2010. Central bank also said that the considerable reduction was due to the decline in import expenditure by 23.1% year-on-year and an increase of export earnings by 5.8% year-on-year. Data also showed that earnings from tourism picked up in June, gradually recovering from the impact of the Easter Sunday attacks. Earnings from tourism increased by 66.8% in June 2019 in comparison to May 2019, and however, earnings from tourism declined on a year-on-year basis by 57% in June 2019. Workers' remittances at US dollars 537 million in June 2019 recorded a growth of 2.5% year-on-year, and on a cumulative basis, workers' remittances amounted to US dollars 3,270 million during the first half of 2019. Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva assumed duties as the 23rd Commander of Sri Lanka Army today morning at the Army headquarters. However, the response of few foreign countries and organizations towards the appointment of new Army Commander Shavendra Silva was negative. And in this context, Sri Lanka's Foreign Ministry said yesterday that appointment of the Army Commander of Sri Lanka is a sovereign decision by the head of state.
The outgoing commander of the Sri Lanka Army, Lieutenant General Mahesh Senanayake, was thus promoted to the rank of General by President Maithripala Sirisena. In this backdrop, Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva assumed duties as the 23rd Commander of Sri Lanka Army today at the Army headquarters. He was serving as the Chief of Staff of the Sri Lanka Army and Colonel of the Regiment for Gajaba Regiment and Commando Regiment at the time he was made the Commander of the Army. Meanwhile, issuing a statement on Monday, United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Michelle Bachelet stated that military leader had been given the role despite serious allegations of gross violations of international human rights and humanitarian law against him and his troops during the war. Subsequently, the delegation of the European Union issued a joint statement yesterday in agreement with the embassies of Germany, Italy, Netherlands, the UK High Commission, the embassies of Norway and Switzerland, claiming that the appointment of Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva as commander of the Sri Lankan Army, given the allegations of grave human rights and humanitarian law violations against him, calls into question Sri Lanka's commitments to the UN Human Rights Council. Thus, with reference to the controversial statement towards the appointment of the Army Commander, Foreign Ministry in a statement yesterday stated the appointment of 23rd Commander of Sri Lankan Army is a sovereign decision by the head of state. It also manifested that foreign entities trying to influence the decisions and internal administrative processes of public service promotions in Sri Lanka is unwarranted and unacceptable.
National Movement for Social Justice convener Professor Sarath Wijesurya states that the fact of abolishing the executive presidency should be made a reality, and it can be expected from a presidential candidate who does not represent any political party. Professor Wijesurya made these claims addressing a media briefing at Colombo today.
යහපාලනය වෙනුවෙන් තැබූ සියලු බලාපොරොත්තු බිඳ වැටුණු බවයි අපේ පිළිගැනීම. එනිසා මේ අවස්ථාවේදී අපි ඉන් උගත් පාඩම් පදනම් කරගෙන අපේ සංවිධානය කල්පනා කරනවා මෙවර අපේ සහයෝගය ලබා දීම අපි සිදු කරන්නේ පක්ෂයක් නියෝජනය කරන පුද්ගලයෙකුට නොවන බව. මේ වන විට කරලියට පැමිණිලා තිබෙන සියලුම පුද්ගලයන් දේශපාලන පක්ෂයක නිල සමාජිකයෝ හැටියටයි ඉදිරිපත් වෙලා සිටින්නේ. මහජනතාවගේ විශ්වාසය දිනාගත හැකි නායකයෙක් ජනාධිපති පදවියට පත්වෙන්නට ඕනේ. අපි උගත් පාඩම තමයි විධායක ජනාධිපති ක්‍රමය අහෝසි කිරීමේ ක්‍රියාවලියට නිර්පාක්ෂිත පුද්ගලයෙක් ජනාධිපති පදවියට පත්වෙන්නට ඕනේ.
Associated Motorways Private Limited launched the Yamaha MT-15 motorbike to the Sri Lankan market at Watersage premises yesterday evening.
AMW Director Passenger Vehicles Johan de Souza, speaking at the launching ceremony in Colombo, said that the MT-15, known as the Dark Warrior in Sri Lanka, will be a newest experience for the bike lovers. He also added that in Sri Lanka, Yamaha enjoys an overall market share of over 20%, while in the 150cc category, they have market share in excess of 60%. He also shared his confidence that with the launch of the 2019 MT15, which comes with a host of upgrades, would increase the market share.
Stay tuned for stock updates after this short break. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a mixed note today. The all-share price index dropped 4.72 points to close at 5,907.74, and the S&P SL 20 gained 3.45 points to close at 2,918.03. The turnover was 671 million rupees and over 31 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all the news for today. Join us tomorrow at the same time. Until then, take care. Good night.